Alrighty guys, welcome back to another session of backtesting where I'm going to be backtesting another half month's worth of data. This is episode number 23 of our backtesting sessions where I am going from 2022 all the way up until 2026 in one single stretch. If you guys are interested in checking out the rest of these videos, this entire process is going to be recorded and posted on my YouTube. With that being said, let's drop straight into it. So the last session I traded was January. I don't know if I posted it or not, but I might not because I kind of crashed out here. Took a shit trade at this ending of it, and let's just drop straight into why. Here's your win rate and shit like that. If you guys want to take a look at that, frequency kind of dropping on the frequency. Not entirely something that I wanted to do, but overall, reasoning why I lost those trades is because I was trying to take long in this bearish expansion, not expansion candle, but trying to take long after multiple days of expansion where we can anticipate for that different phase in price. This is a bearish candle where we was obviously not going to be bullish here. So now we are trading. I would trade more from previous day's low now up to previous day's high as my draw on liquidity, as we are pressing us upwards in a bullish motion. This be considers my draw here. Asia or London low of day where we are expanding up higher with the SMT like that. And there is this SMT that is posted like this. Asset setting, this SMT is also reversing price right now. So with the asset setting, that SMT reversing price, we can get up to this previous day's high located here. I do want to be aware once we do tap us into that level, because that level is the low hanging fruit draw. So with this being said, this can send us into a different phase in price. 6 a.m. does open low, sets the low of 6 a.m. with this model right there. I would more so just wait for a new 15-minute swing in order to trade higher here. So waiting for that new 15-minute swing formation to take place. YM does go and manipulate out once more. We are a little decoupled as NQ does want to go up higher. We do have this 15-minute swing off of this 15-minute OB. This low we want to see remain as it has already been swept, and we'd like to see us compress us up higher. There isn't really like a 3-minute CISD. Well, we do have a 1-minute V-shape reversal here off of this 15-minute swing like this. Stops can go here, and yeah, you can just long this up to those highs, which is those 2R that is located up there. Placing this order like that, and this should just deliver us straight there. Okay. Price is going up higher now. Want to get up to those highs. There would be your stops to break. Oh, well, I mean, fucking right there, right? Yeah, that would be basically that, where we would close out position. And yeah, that's basically the trade. See if we can get a new 15-minute model. We can trade the lagging asset as well up to those same highs as we would. Nah, phases and prices not supporting it. We're not really like reversing here. If we get a strength switch into YM to go and get, because we have the V shape, we'd like to see one more push higher here, but YM is not really supporting it. So if YM is gonna fail to manipulate this low with the SMT, the SMT is actually going to be considered false, where you could trade lower back into the range here. 15-minute swing formation, 15-minute swing, CISD, boom. And looking for the continuation entry now. Everything is pretty bearish now, and you could trade this right there. Being 2R. Like that. And then there would be a 2R. And just your goal is to break the SMTs that YM is put in, because now we are going from range high back down to range low with a sharp reaction off of this high as well. Well, he would have got stopped out there, but nonetheless, those are the trades. Yeah, cool. I don't know what else to say from there, so that's basically it. Taking a look here, daily time frame. As always, we're just right now we are within a very bullish run. YM major decoupled move, massive push down to the downside. We do impact a relative level. Looking like we might go internal to external. just basing it off of this. We are accumulating after this expansion though. I would like to see the manipulation of these highs and then the expansion down to these lows here, as this is your expansion, accumulation, manipulation, looking for further expansion lower. I would, however, want to see YM manipulate these highs a little bit better, because these are equal highs above me. As for NQ, very bullish push right now. Very hard to go and say I'm going to trade lower. Looking like an Asia low a day outside of internal range. More so, it's just an accumulation going from range high. We may be bearish. We might be bearish here. Yeah, we might be bearish. Let's see. Right, I would really want to just wait till 10 a.m. Profile of the day: opening high, low resistance liquidity, range high to range low. Looking for this 15-minute swing here to see if we could reverse price. Here's a 15-minute swing setting the highest point of the day. There is SMT in between it like that. V-shape or no V-shape. Okay, so we're just gonna wait to see if we can get some form of true like manipulative type shit. So here would be your first true manipulation of anything with displacement lower. Just, okay, yeah, we'll take this here on. We won't trade YM because YM is pretty much down there already. But we'll trade NQ, as we are trading away from a 15-minute swing as the highest point of day. 3-minute CISD. 3-minute CISD. I mean, not even the 3-minute CISD, but 3-minute OB. Push, gap, accumulation, manipulation, looking for the distribution back down to those range lows like that. Operating at 32, clear invalidation point for that 30-minute candle to just expand. Right, take it off here. This is actually already 2R. Sorry, we're not going for the full thing, but nonetheless, a daily candle open up high, low resistance, 15-minute swing forming the high of the day, V-shape reversal, continuation OB, 30-minute expansion candle downwards, trading away from a 30-minute C2, wanting to trade this 30-minute C3, as all YM is pushing downwards. NQ is now resyncing itself for that bearish move for us to go down to those lows, which is basically all of this low resistance liquidity. As you can tell, we was really struggling to go higher, so we can trade that back down lower, going from range high back down to range low. And that's basically all that trade was. And it's just whoa, what's going on over there? And it was just this continuation order block here as your entry, right? And I just took it to 2R. Cool, moving on to the next. So taking a look here on a daily time frame, massive expansion down to the downside here. We are impacting these relative levels. YM, the most bearish asset. One thing I want to be careful about is just previous days are very expansive to the downside here. Not the most nicest and cleanest that you want to see is all of this expansion. We could be sent into a different phase in price. So that's something I am aware of, especially with NQ going and tapping us into a relative level. There is further draw on liquidity that's located below us. We do have a 2 a.m. C2 looking for a 6 a.m. C3. We are formed out with a daily open low profile into a relative level. So we may be trading external to internal. If this starts to launch up to the upside the way that I think it might, then we could just trade up higher. If not, and this 15-minute C2 forms, then I could trade this down lower. So here would be like your 15-minute C2 formation, trading off of these 6 a.m. candles, getting held down by all of these gaps and shit like that. And then now we can trade this down lower with this V-shape reversal. So my best entry would have been here. I mean, honestly, it would have been here, but nonetheless, I'll take it. I'll limit fill it to where my entry was supposed to be. NQ is a lot more bearish than YM, as we are expanding a lot more aggressively. Tapped in here. Hold on. Whoa. Chill out, bro. What's up with you? Give me 1 second, guys. Come on, Scooch. Give him a break, dude. He literally just woke up. You're gonna get hurt. There you go, Scooby. Alright, now let's continue. My stops is now at break even. Sorry, I had to handle that shit. Stops is now going to break even and seeing if he could get the 2R out of it. Expanding downwards now. This is what we want to see. Good reactions. You want to see the full flush. We don't like to see these deep pullbacks though, and we get stopped out of break even. So stopped out of break even, just too much expansion, right? So we can anticipate for those different phases, just getting the 2R out of it to that next draw. It was gonna be difficult, without a doubt, right? Without a doubt, it was gonna be difficult. So with that being said, moving on to the next day. So taking a look here, weekly time frame. Trading downwards right now as a weekly like C2 into expansion. We do have hell of resist. We have a lot of fucking liquidity that's located below, right? So with that being said, we see the slow in momentum after multiple days of expansion to the downside here. This is a Friday. Low of week possibly has been set. So we may be trading external, internal, but right now we are just accumulating. With this accumulation, we could possibly see the manipulation of those accumulation highs and then possibly going downwards. But right now, as in for daily profile, there really isn't anything that is saying true significant high or low of day, as nothing important has been impacted yet. We do see this accumulation, manipulation, but then again, it's just a seek and destroy profile right now where we are within this range. So in order for me to trade lower, I would need to see those highs manipulated. So here's your high getting manipulated here on NQ. With NQ manipulating out this high, there's a possibility for us to go and trade lower. As long as YM doesn't reverse here, we can trade NQ as that lagging asset logic, but we want to see NQ reverse price utilizing 15-minute swing formations. So right now we actually see YM is reversing price and NQ is actually going up higher, and that's telling me that the SMT that is located at the high is actually considered false, and the phases in price is supporting for YM to actually go up higher, as we do have this CISD and everything attached to it. So with this being said, I'm going to wait for a new 15-minute open, and we'll wait for this 15-minute to open here, open low, and then the close over here for us to go and break the SMT that NQ has put in, because the SMT is considered false. Stops goes to break even here. See if we get it. And then there's your 2R. Right, and our job is just to break the SMT that NQ is putting in and trading that lagging asset, as the phases in price does show me that which one is considered the valid SMT. The SMT that's at the low or the SMT that's at the high. As NQ is failing to manipulate the high and YM is manipulating the low, that means the SMT at the low is the valid one, and we are going to break the SMT that is considered at the high, trading from external of the range to internal of the range. Sorry, the fucking chart is lagging right now. I'm going to refresh it. Leave this. Enter here. Cool. And now let's go and continue from here. So exit that. Cool. Go to next day's open, and basically all I did was wait for the 15-minute open low high close, whereas we had this 15-minute open low high close, and then I took the OB creation off of that open high low close. Here's your entry, OB, gap, all that good shit. I am taking notice that this did get impacted. Not really minding it because we do have further draws for me to go up to, which was that SMT high, as I wanted to see it get broken. I guess a better entry, if that was a concern, would have been here. Probably a better entry in general, I'm not going to lie to you there, was going to be considered this one, that entry here, and you still would have got, because that's a failure to manipulate signature. That actually probably should have been my entry, but I entered without doing that, so a mistake on me, right? But cool. So taking a look here, daily time frame, a very expansive bullish day on the previous day, looking like a full reversal off of internal range here, going from range low back up to range high. That becomes my draw. Daily profile, not really showing me a daily profile. Oh, actually London manipulation, as there is a London SMTs like this. And we can see that New York does have that accumulation manipulation type standard. 6 a.m. is reversing price up to the upside. Now it opens up these gaps that we want to see hold away from my assumed low a day. Gaps get confirmed by 15-minute swing formations, which is that 15-minute C3. We should be able to expand straight upwards now. Now that we manipulate lower, I would have to wait for the full 15-minute closure here. Now we have this full 15-minute closure. That's your 15-minute C2 formation. Obviously, I mean, you can't even enter there because then that would be the would tap us into that level. So I would wait. Okay, so price does make its way upwards into that high that's located all the way up here on YM. So now it's just really trying to get a lagging asset logic and just trading that 15-minute swing formation up to the upside. This would be like a 30-minute C2 off of the lows of days. We can trade the YM as that lagging asset only if this V-shaped reversal does support it. Waiting for that open low of this 10 a.m. candle, then we can go an upwards move here. This considers my entry, and this should be able to rip higher for at least minimal 2R to catch up to where NQ is, and we should be able to see the strength switch into YM to rip us up higher. All right, so stops can go break even already. You really wouldn't want to see it come back down anymore, and then there would be your 2R, right, to catch up to with where NQ is as that lagging asset logic, at least minimal up to this high. You guys ever drink coffee or like energy drink and you just fucking wired, bro, at 5:30 in the afternoon? Crazy, bro, crazy. Sorry. Fuck. And then that would be your 2R there, right? Trading that lagging asset logic. Going to next day's open. So taking a look here, daily time frame. Again, very expansive days on the previous days. We may be looking to trade external, internal just to rebalance right now. We do have reasoning for us to go lower. ES does tap into its very relative highs, so we have like an SMT type break logic. Daily profile in itself though is telling me being bullish is the move here, as we do have all of that low resistance expanding upwards right now, tapping us into this gap here as there's no high day set with anything of true significancy. So I am looking to take longs here as we are going. If we fail to manipulate that low, then we're most likely going to the next draw over, and we could be trading bearish. But right now, just basing it off of the daily profile in itself, I can see us expanding up higher here. I would like to see 930 reverse price off of this low, as this is like an SMT break. Not really SMT break, but we can go and reverse here. We would want to see 930 reverse price though. So let's see if we can get this 15-minute closure. So here would be our 15-minute closure. SMT asset setting this SMT as well, which is YM, is reversing price quite aggressively. So we are able to trade NQ as that stronger asset up to the upside. So with this being said, I have this CISD located like this. This is like your secondary CISD as well. I'm going to enter already, as this is going to be your push upwards, and we should be able to see NQ go and rip us up to the upside. My stops to break even will just be current day's high, and we should be able to expand straight there. So there, well, I'm out here because that would be my stops to break even, right? Not going to go and risk it for the biscuit because of that reasoning, just like that. It's just not valid. So what we're going to do here is wait for any 15-minute swing to see if we can get on side with it going upwards. Here would be your new 15-minute swing, setting the low of that 10 a.m. candle. V-shape reversal. I'm going to wait for a 3-minute OB continuation entry. Holy shit. Well, now we're taking notice that price is really ugly. Looking like some of... Never mind, sorry. We are really failing to manipulate off of that high. So we can trade the lagging asset back up higher. I would need to trade away from some form of swing formation. This would be like a 30-minute C3, trading that 30-minute C4. Here, I would look for a V-shape, or actually right here, just like that. 30-minute OB creation. Open, low, high, close of a new 30-minute C4. Right, stops can go to break even here. And then stopped out of break even again. So, very difficult there. Not really doing anything special, so that's fine. Fine from there, fine from there. I separated them.
Oh, right on, Daddy.
Just for now. For now, until I'm done with this recording, because shit was crazy, bro. He needs time to eat as well before dinner. Alright, so taking a look here, daily C2, very bearish move right now. So I'm not going to fight the current day's order flow. Right now, Asia is very much expanding. This is an overnight expansion, however, so this is just calling for a different phase in price to happen. And New York is probably going to end up shitty. So with the overnight expansion like this, New York is most likely going to do what? Consolidate. So unless we make a deeper retracement back up higher and then we trade down lower with the 15-minute swing, there really wouldn't be anything for me, as I can't trade this after this much expansion. You know what I mean? I'm not going to force anything here. As expansion has already occurred, it can mean that New York is just gonna fucking chop up and be like shitty. Let's just put it that way. Does it work? Yeah, but I don't give two fucks about it, and I'm not gonna give it attention. You know what I mean? Because overnight expansion, where it expands fucking 500 points, not exactly thinking I want to be bullish here. You know what I mean? That's just not I'm not trying to reverse a 500-point candle and have the world's largest wick of all time. Not really my thing. More so just looking to trade the next day, as we want to trade that C3. We are impacting a relevant high here. This is a Thursday. I want to say that we are trading internal to external. With this relevant high getting impacted, however, I'm not going to go and say I'm trading external to internal anymore. I would more so likely want to just keep trading higher to those next draws in liquidity, and with us have this fail to manipulate to trade up higher here. With the failure to manipulate now, I would like to just trade away from a 15-minute swing. So let it come back downwards first and then trade back up higher to higher goals and shit like that. So taking a look here, we are sweeping out this level here, looking like a broadening formation though. So something I want to be aware of. Unless phases in price really does support me going up higher, then I can trade up higher. But other than that, it's looking like a broadening formation. We do not have a 15-minute swing and a bunch of equal lows there. Not really my style. I would more so need to wait for 15 more minutes. Now I can check the 30. We have a 30-minute C3, but still equal lows below. V-shape reversal is already in effect. I can trade the open, low, high close of this next 30-minute candle, which it never does happen. And now it is looking just very much like chop. Yeah, very much chop to me. Yeah, chop, right? How can we tell? Broadening formation starts to form up here. And then NQ is just really, I'm not trying to trade internal, internal, just because it's fucking extremely bullish right now. I'm not going to go and fight this massive V-shaped reversal for another V-shaped reversal. Fuck no. We're just going to let it pass. Let it go. Cool. And we can take notice that this is most likely going to be considered my draw on liquidity, or we're just going to fucking consolidate. Why? Because it's Friday and we are trading within a very tight range already. So we might just consolidate right here. So something that I am being aware of. So price is looking very bullish. We do impact those highs and price is expanding up higher. I really wasn't that bullish here. I'm more so was just chilling on it. So I'm going to wait to see if I can get a 15-minute pullback into the range and then catch the continuation up higher, waiting for that 15-minute swing formation. So now we do have another broadening formation here. So I really wouldn't trade YM anymore. And NQ is just like doing its own little thing here. Whereas now we don't really have a 15-minute swing. So I really wouldn't be able to trade any asset higher. So no 15-minute swing there. No, I guess you could say there's a 30-minute swing off of this low, V-shape reversal, OB creation, CISD, entry here, higher targets. Yeah, whatever. That's not even that nice. I'm not gonna front to you there. Cool. So two broadening formations just back to back here on YM. So not really. So here's a big, like massive wick, right? So you have a really large wick candle. It's a very bearish candle. I don't anticipate for us to go and trade up higher. I'd more so want to see us go down into that gap. There is SMT in that gap already as ES has tapped into it. But ES right now is failing to manipulate this gap. So that means that NQ can go and catch up to go and break that SMT. So is YM as well. So right now I'm looking to trade NQ as that lagging asset logic. I would like to see NQ push up higher, however, sweep out some of these highs, close as a 15-minute C2 the way that I would like to see it, and then we would like to see us go bearish here. So now we would be able to see this 15-minute C2 formation like this, 3-minute V-shape reversal already in full effect. Unfortunately, fucking my entry had to be up here. Fuck. I hate when I click it one too much times, bro. Do I still have 2R out of it if I was to enter here? I mean, I guess. Fuck it, dude. Playing that lagging asset to catch up to with where ES is. Actually, ES is reversing price here. Change my mind. So, the asset setting the manipulation is actually reversing price. So we are actually extremely bullish right now. I'm not even going to front to you. So let's see if I can get... Fuck, dude. Well, we wasn't extremely bullish. Fuck, I don't know what the fuck I was talking. Actually, I could have been done already, bro. Fuck. Some shit like that. Stopped out. So, fuck. Stupid as fuck, dude. So the play that I did mark out and actually wanted to play does play out. Misses 2R though, but I thought we were bullish because of the fact that ES, the asset setting the manipulation, did reverse price, right? So it's not making fucking sense why the fuck that SMT would be considered valid, because the asset that set the manipulation did reverse price. So with that being said, if the asset setting the manipulation does reverse price, and that means that we should be able to go higher, I'm trading that stronger asset up to the upside off of a 15-minute C2 formation and trading that 15-minute C3 up to the upside outside of these gaps where the driver already confirmed it as well. So there was no reason for us to be bearish here, right? After sweeping out some relative levels as well, putting in an SMT here, asset setting the manipulation at the low as well is also reversing price as well. Why the fuck would they want to go back lower? No idea. No idea there. Looks like we got stopped out there. That's fine, I guess. Fuck, dude. That's fucking insane. V-shape reversal internal, external, looking like we want to go down lower. So that's where we're at currently. Daily C3, looking to trade daily C4s down to these levels. That's all located down below us. Pressing us downwards. Daily profile supports a bullish expansion. Don't get me wrong, but honestly, it's not making fucking sense anymore why we would go and be a bullish expansion off of nothing pretty much. I'm just going to wait for a 15-minute swing formation to the downside. Here's your 15-minute swing here. I'm going to trade down lower. 30-minute swing as well. 15-minute swing as well. V-shape reversal. This is the highest point of the day. Looking for a 3-minute OB to continue down lower. No continuation OB here. We can actually trade this now. If YM is going to fail to or NQ is going to fail to manipulate these highs and go up higher, we can trade YM as that lagging asset. 15-minute V-shape, 3-minute CISD, operating around a new 30-minute time window with a 3-minute OB already in full effect. V-shape reversal, and we should be able to push this up to at least minimal where NQ is as that lagging asset to go and catch up to with where NQ is here. Stops can go to break even as soon as you cross this level here. Stops goes to break even, see if you get it, and you get stopped out of break even, only for it to go to full TP most likely. Yeah. So that's that. And yeah, that's pretty much that session there. Fuck, dude. It's fucking crazy, bro. Some crazy shit going on right now. So 10R, 9.6R on this month. Not the best. Actually, really good session. Really don't like this last trade here. Didn't do so well. Don't really like. It's just weird, bro. That was a really weird session. Not gonna front to you there. This whole trade that kind of made me upset. But nonetheless, it's very simple, right? Trading the 15-minute C3s, 2 draws on liquidities. That's all we're doing, right? Gaps, V shapes, lower time frame V shapes is always gonna thing. And I'm realizing that this is a lot more simpler. The process is simpler, and just simplifying the entries and stop trading I'm getting rid of the whole trading the C2s and just trading strictly the C3s. If there's a C2 off the driver, just let the C2 fucking form and trade the C3s. You know what I mean? If the driver doesn't form the C2 and it's actually already within a C3, just trade the C3. You know what I mean? So that's just what I'm finding out works best for me. And I mean, it's working pretty decent right now. 10R on this session. So not entirely that bad of a session here. Now, I am avoiding a lot of the chop, so to say. But yeah, pretty decent month on in my personal opinion. So doing well. And other than that, if you guys like this type of content, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next session. Peace.